Hi, I'm Snehal. I was a 2017 fellow and I taught in Ideal English Medium School. I taught the 7th and the 8th grade, English and SST. It just so happened that one fine day I was just happened to ask them, what do you think concentration camp is? Is it like fiction? Is it non-fiction? And I was so surprised to see that they actually told me it's fiction. And I was like, this is real. This actually happened. It's not fiction. That's when I took another step and I wanted them to picture what a concentration camp according to them would look like because they told me it's fiction. So it was so visual for them. They actually came up with such clear images of what a concentration camp looks like. And once I showed them the documentary, like not the concrete like documentary which has like gory images, but like just basic documentary on what happened inside a concentration camp, they were really surprised to see how close they were to their imagination. So that was another step which actually motivated me to take up art and introduce art to them. The way I introduced art to them was in one of my morning meetings. I just got my canvas. I had 2-3 of them which I got back from home, and I just showed it to them and they wouldn't believe that I had actually done it. That was the hook to which I got them engaged in artwork. No one had ever actually helped them express and communicate. Their only form of communication was writing in words and getting wrong answers, and they never had someone to motivate and tell them that this is also a way of expressing and communicating and this is actually not wrong. So I actually graded them in one of my examinations on just illustrations, like answers through illustrations, and they came up with some beautiful answers. That's when the entire idea of having an art class started. I just wanted to see how limited their creative expression is, and I made them stay back after school one day and I made them just draw whatever they knew, whatever they had done before, and they all ended up doing the same drawing, the basic image which we see in all the basic drawings: mountains, trees and a sun and a hut. And when I asked them to think on their own and draw something, they wanted me to draw it on the board, and looking at that picture they wanted to imitate the same drawing. That was it. And I have studied art for 3 years and I wanted them to understand that art is not so limited and it has no boundaries. And art was something seen as an extra curricular, like a hobby. You might want to pursue it, you might not want to pursue it. Career was an absolute no from the parents. That is where Sunny stepped in, and he was like so determined to take it up as a career. And he told me that, Didi, why don't we start? We'll take your art class forward. You teach us, we'll help you wherever you need us. And I had to do a lot of community visits to convince the parents that this is something that they really need at this age. Not necessarily for them to take this up as a career later on in life. They agreed when they actually saw results, coming in. It ended up being a very big thing for the school also, because the principal actually agreed to incorporate art as a part of the school curricula. So now we actually have art as a subject across all grades, and they study art as a subject and not just something which they do once in a while. So absenteeism is a very general trend in school. So when they saw that they are also contributing to decorating their own class and they have the independence to set it up the way they want, they had something to look forward to. So I saw an increase in attendance also. There were kids who would just want to, come to school just to see what was new, something new that happened that day. Because I made it a point that at regular intervals, I had something new which was put up in the class. We decorated the walls, we had charts in the class, and I made sure every child contributed to it so that they also have a responsibility towards that space. So I had divided the 4 walls into 4 different sections, and every group had a responsibility towards that particular section. So they felt the need to come to class every day and see that no one is messing around with it, and they need to protect it and take care of it. Certain students who are not actively involved, but I have not seen even one student who's ever said no to art. Like, there were kids who were really not interested in the class, especially with my low order class, and they were like, Didi, I don't want to study today. Like, it clearly played out that they were not in the mood to study, and I would just give them one of those jumbo coloring books because I had it in my cupboard the whole time, and I would just give them colors, and I've never seen a kid say no to me that, hey, I don't want to color. Like, so even if it was just scribbling and coloring out of lines, I'm okay with it as long as they're engaged in, expressing themselves and just doing what they like doing for that.